We are pulling back in the driveway in the Yukon, the Quadrasteer Yukon, and we're gonna actually see. This is a very, very tight spot. I got the new Project S10 sitting there, the Extreme sitting there, and the work truck sitting there. So we're gonna squeeze through here. Let's see if we can make this turn and actually get in that garage bay. I gotta kind of closely pay attention here. See how amazing the turning is on this. I think we're actually gonna make it. That is insane. We'll pop the door open here. All right. I didn't want to cut it. I wanted to do it all in one scene just to see if we could actually make that. And the door wasn't cooperating, but we are in now. Oh yeah, right in. That is amazing. That is like a Jeep turning radius, really. All right, guys. There's the Krypton Camaro in there. We're nice, safe, sound back in the garage. Let's get this door back down. Yukon is so comfortable to ride in. Scout, my co-pilot here, just doesn't even want to get out. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Come on. Jump down. Come on. Let's go. There he goes. Haven't moved anything. This is the door we came in. And of course, here's the driveway. We fit through this tight spot here. Obviously, there's room through there, but if you come through, I doubt this S10 definitely does not turn sharp because it's an Extreme. They limit how far it turns so it doesn't rub. There's no way it would make that turn. So we came through here, angled it just slightly here, and went right in that door, which is to me just amazing. Definitely can't beat the Quadrasteer. All right, guys, we definitely just up the tire size on the S10 here. We're going to do some test fitment. These are 35-1250s, 35-1250 15s. These are actually the original wheels and tires on the Bruce when Steve bought it. Through some trading, Tunnel Chaser is actually working on a project right now, and these are, I guess, technically his, but he won't mind if we throw them on there and just do some test fitting and see what size tire we can fit on here. We'll let it down, get some weight on it, see how this thing's gonna look with some 35s on it. I'm thinking that's more of the tire size I want on it if we're gonna go street truck driving. Any more than that, you just really gotta go huge with the lifts because of the wheel opening. A 35 is if we stayed about that lift height, obviously a 35 would fit pretty nice in that opening. So let's lay it down and see. It does have a lot of travel in the rear suspension. But I think about there is all the weight. That's actually not a bad look in the back. Obviously we know the front is a little lower. Well, it will definitely go down with engine weight, but because it's spring under instead of over, it does sit down the front end. But definitely has a taller stance to it now. If I go over and stand beside it, it's definitely much taller. Those 33s were pretty wore out. These are pretty wore out too, to be honest with you. But from a 33 to a 35, this is a pretty good difference. But I'm thinking I like that. Maybe some decent, something about that aggressive would probably be nice if we're gonna go street truck with it. Let's see if we can turn the wheel and see how much it clears. We did get a couple things accomplished through the S10 here. First thing we'll do is peek in. We did hook the steering back up just the way it is right now. It was just disconnected. Like I said, it's not really designed in a way I like, so we're not going to use it, but for right now it would definitely make it tremendously easier to move around with the steering works. So we hooked it back up. We did not have a key. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not. We do, of course, we did get a title, good clean title, but we did not get a key, so we did have to drill out the ignition switch. We didn't damage the steering column. Again, I'm hoping, I did have a comment that the dash will not interchange between the 98 and the 94 to 97, and the 98 and up will not interchange, or at least they didn't think so. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. I know people have did it. I don't know if they're making it work or how they're doing it. So if we do end up making this a street truck, we're probably going to change it over to the 98 and up dash, which I like much better. And if we do that, of course, we will change the steering column out also. So anyway, now our steering wheel is free. See if we have any steering movement here. I'm not sure how well this was engineered. All right, so we do have some steering wheel movement here with some input from the tires. Of course, there's no power steering at this point. That's full lock one way. I mean, I don't think it is really full lock, but it'll be turned far enough to, like I said, move this thing around a lot easier. It probably will turn a lot sharper the other way. I think it's just not adjusted correctly, but we're not going to worry about that because that's coming off. So let's get these wheels straightened back up. We did do a tire swap. We'll get this thing outside and take a peek at it. Turning the wheel the other way, we do have pretty much full lock on that way. And as you can see, obviously we have plenty of room back here. We have enough room here. Even if that was stuffed up in a little bit, that might rub a little bit, but this is flexible, so we could definitely trim that a little bit. Here, we got plenty of room back here. Again, if it was really stuffed up in there, it may just touch, but all this is an effort with a tire swap. These are 35 1250s on there now. Again, we're going to back it out and take a better look at it, side profile, but I think this may be kind of a nice size for this truck. I think it's going to look good on there. Fills up the wheel well for sure, and it's not too crazy big, but we'll see. Let's straighten this wheel back up and push it out. Got her backed outside here. Let's do a quick walk around. Kind of like that lift height and tire size. What do you guys think? Side profile looks good. It's definitely got some height to it. They did put really long shackles in the back. There's no blocks under the springs for a lift. It's just long shackles, if you can see in there. But usually when you do that, it throws the center of the wheel, or the wheel off the center of the wheel well. And this looks like it's pretty well centered. So I don't know if that's stock. It appears to be stock S10 leaf springs. It does have a kind of a soft, which I kind of like. Should ride pretty nice. Again, the front, they did a pretty good job of centering that wheel in the wheel well. But overall, I think I'm liking the 35 1250s. I mean, we could go to a 1350, but overall, I'm liking that ride height. And again, if I stand beside it, it's quite a bit taller now. So I think we might actually pull this up, move it over, and pull the Extreme beside it and just see how big a difference it is. And there is a good comparison. There is a I think it's pretty much stock ride height Extreme pickup and the lifted straight axle truck. Quite a bit of difference. But looking at that truck by itself, you would think it would be way higher. Again, these trucks, it's a small truck. It does have 35s on it, and we're probably because we're used to seeing full-size trucks, you know, long bed four-door trucks that are lifted with like 40s to 44s on them. It's kind of the normal now. So a 35-inch tall tire is pretty short, but I mean that is a pretty drastic difference from a stock, like I said, ride height Extreme. I mean, it's pretty much the roof is just ever so slightly taller, but it's almost to the windowsill. There's a pretty good idea of how much longer an extended cab is over a standard bed too, or standard cab. We are a little bit further forward, but it's not really all that much. I mean, if you look at it, the cab there's what, 5-6 inches long. This cab's like, I don't know, 14 to 16 inches long, so about 10 inches roughly. You can really notice the difference in the front, I guess. But it did start raining, so let's get things moved around here. But that's kind of a nice little comparison right there. The same kind of goes for the Bronco. We do still have the Bronco here. And again, it's a small truck, small Bronco with some 33s on it, and it looks a lot bigger than it actually is. Again, take my hood off here. If I stand beside it, it's really not all that tall, but in pictures and in video, it looks taller than it actually is. At least I think so. No better time to clean up leaves than when it's already raining. Kind of helps you control the fire. So I think with all the response, I think we're actually gonna build this. So that's gonna be, it's not gonna be an immediate build. We'll start gathering parts. I already have some parts. I think what we're gonna actually do, on this truck is gonna be probably a 6-liter. I have 2 6-liters. I have one that's got the square port, so it's a newer motor, square port heads. And I have one that's got the cathedral port heads. So depending on which way we want to go. So along with the 6-liter, it's probably going to get, it really depends on the axles we use. We're either going to swap the axles and put 3/4 ton GM axles under it. In that case, we'll do a turbo 400 and transfer case. If not, we'll leave these axles for now, and we'll do a 4L80E, because this front axle is offset to the driver's side, which will be correct for the 80E offset. So I think that's going to be a decision, our decision. So like I said, it's not going to be an immediate build, but it'll definitely be on the list. And it should be, I'm thinking probably springtime, but we'll see. If we can push it forward, get it done before then, we definitely will. We are going to jump back on Project LS Extreme. If you haven't watch that or don't know about it, go back. There's a whole playlist dedicated to that. So thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.